Hi, beautiful people. I am so excited to talk about this specific topic, confidence, right? I know 100% we all have very different ideas of what we think confidence is here. And today I have a notebook, and I hope even you carried a notebook and take up some notes. There's notes that I've written down, and they're basically just what I believe has worked for me when it comes to building up my confidence. And I'm also hoping there are things that you can apply in your life if you're really looking for a place to become more independent in your emotions, more comfortable with being who you are, and being comfortable with the person that you were created to be. Okay, so my name is Eunice Mukimba. Welcome to Pink Amazon Therapy. It's an amazing fun channel. If this is your first time here, click the subscribe button. Give me a like at the end of this video because I know you're going to enjoy this. And let's just get started. Yeah. So I have some statistics here. Dr. James Dobson, he did a bunch of questionnaires in a group of, let's say, 100 women. And the percentage came that 70 of those 100 women indicated that the most troubling problem that they had as women was completely loving themselves and having a good self-esteem. Most of the women, 70% of those women who did a questionnaire and filled out a form said that their biggest struggle was self-esteem. And that's super scary, isn't it? At this moment in time, I am speaking from the perspective of being a woman. Society is a lot more difficult on women, and I think most of the times we walk around and we do not have this amazing tools that allow us to be confident and beautiful and strong and energetic and just ready to conquer the day and life just in general. Yeah. When we are younger, we find ourselves in a small bracket of people, and I feel like that's also very important. The formative years, the adolescent years, the people who surround us are very important. Are they giving us the right amount of self-esteem? Are they giving us enough self-confidence? Are they teaching us that we are loved and that we are enough? Yeah. So during that period of time in our childhood, that there's a voice that is created, and that's our inner voice, and it creates a tone that may sound a little bit like our parents or a little bit like somebody who had a very major impact in our lives. This is why I'm very insistent and conscious of telling my 6-year-old that he is loved, he is beautiful, he is important, and he is special in every single way. However unique he is, however different he may be from other kids, he is important. And I feel like I do that a lot more intentionally because I want that to be the voice that always resonates in his head. Every time he thinks that he may not be enough, I want to instill that. And hopefully if I have more kids, I am definitely going to instill that as well. So as we think about confidence and the journey to becoming more confident and more powerful people, that inner voice starts having more influence as we grow up. It slowly starts like this. It's a bit smaller and then it just grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and the circle is bigger. We go to school, so now we have more people influencing our lives. We have other students, we have teachers, we have even people that we find on the streets. We have all these people who tell us, you know what, you're too fat. You know what, light-skinned girls are more beautiful than dark-skinned girls. You know what, girls aren't as intelligent as boys. You know what, this and that. And there's so many opinions. And then to make it worse, there's the complete access of the media and society that's just telling us how many ways we are not enough, how to be polite, how to be silent, how to be loud, how to be all those things that just keep reminding us how many things that are wrong with us. Okay, so today in this video I just want to share things that have helped me develop my confidence over almost 3 decades of a lifetime. I'm clocking to the 30, people. I am clocking to 30, and I am actually very excited. I really thought 30 would be scary, but I am very excited. So I want to share a bunch of tips that have absolutely been super helpful with gaining my confidence, because I definitely think at a point there, especially, between high school and I think maybe just after college, there was a lot of self-doubt. There was a lot more voices speaking to my inner voice. Okay, there was a lot more influence than just, the upbringing that I had. So I did resort to believing certain things about myself, and I had to completely do an overhaul and just figure out, who am I? And that's the first step. Realizing who we are is an amazing tip when it comes to being self-confident, to just being confident, okay? I don't know if I want to call it self-confident. I think I just want to call it confidence, just generally being okay with yourself, okay? You're going to need to know who you are. And by knowing who you are is not to know who you are to hate you, but knowing who you are, weaknesses and strengths alike, okay? You don't want to develop a false sense of ego and arrogance where you think there is nothing wrong with you. But at the same time, you do not want to think that everything is wrong with you. So as you learn to discover who you are, you need to do more things that you like, yes? And do more of that. That's something that has helped me a lot in my confidence. The things that I'm good at, I do more and more of that. Where I derive my self-confidence from. Confidence is that I do things that, I like. And I do things that I'm good at. And in slowly being able to, you will learn. It's a process and it's a journey, but you will learn to discover what is good about you and focus on that. And as for your weaknesses, there is something I want to remind people. There's something that we do when it comes to sobriety coaching, where we do use the sobriety prayer, the serenity prayer, where it says, God, help me develop the grace to understand the things that I cannot change, yeah? To change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that's going to really help you as you get to know yourself. When it comes to your weaknesses, are there things that you can work on? Okay? Are there things that you are willing to work on? Because let's say, for example, I'm a plus size lady, and 100%, I just don't feel like working on my weight. I feel like, yes, you will call it unhealthy, you will call it all these things, and I want to live a healthier lifestyle, but I do not want to necessarily keep struggling to be this certain ideal of what people think I should look like. I can make peace with that. So that's something I may be able to change, but do I really want to change it? Yes? Because at the end of the day, there'll be all these lists of things, that society, that you even yourself tell yourself that, you know what, I'm not good at this. Yeah? There's something wrong with my shape. There's something wrong with my size. There's something wrong with my skin color. There's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. But at the end of it all, you need to realize your weaknesses. Are there things that you can fix? If they are, please work on that. If you also don't feel like fixing them, live at peace with it. So we have gotten to know ourselves. What's the second part? The second part is to eliminate comparison completely. And this is harder to do than you think. But even when you do find yourself, running to that safe place of comparison, run away from it. Run towards the opposite direction. With social media, with everything that we have at our fingertips, it's so easy to get carried away. And it's so easy to walk around without being completely and utterly grateful for what we have already been given. And we feel like, you know what, this person's life is way better. You know what, if I was just skinnier, if I was just all these things, if I took better photos, if I and there's always all these things that, take away from the joy that you could already have had to begin with. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Compare yourself to the person you were yesterday, okay? And also compare yourself to the person you want to be tomorrow, because if you're working towards that direction of change, of self-development, then only your journey matters. Everybody else's journey does not count at all. So yes, like people's vacation pictures, like people's marriages and successful relationships, and don't wish any bad on them. Don't say, you know what, it's going to fail. They're probably just posing. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about eliminating the comparison. Learn to enjoy your cup of tea, whether it's got sugar in it or whether it's got honey in it. Just enjoy what you do have and quit comparing yourself to anybody else. Number 3, avoid the imposter syndrome. Ooh. I'm going to share a quote. Write it. Yes, you read that right. Even kings and queens, and it sticks. Okay? That's one thing that we bug ourselves so much. We really do idealize people out there. We idealize the girl with the 50 million Instagram followers or whatever. I don't even know if anybody has 50 million, but we idealize these people who are not necessarily in our vicinity, yeah? And want to be like them, and we want to act like them, and but we keep thinking, oh no, but it stinks, right? But everybody's stinks. Okay? I'm really trying to avoid saying that word. But at the end of the day, everyone's shit stinks. Okay? So you need to avoid that imposter syndrome. Now, the imposter syndrome is always feeling like you don't belong. You get to that job and you feel like you've got to pose because you're not really where you're meant to be. Because you keep thinking, all these people here, they're meant to be. They were raised in the right environment. They did everything in their lives right. But at the end of the day, if you really find out the truth about people, and this is coming from somebody who gets to listen to people's problems, we're always struggling. There's always something about us that we really wish we could change. There's always things about even the greatest of people. There's always places where they were super faulty. And the thing about God, he doesn't give us complete and utter perfection. He tells us, you know what? This is going to keep you humble, okay? It doesn't really work for all of us. But there is always something about each and every one of us as an individual that is meant to keep us, in check. So avoid the imposter syndrome. There is no one out there who is walking around and, when they fart, it's all roses and lavender oils and, it just smells like heaven. At the end of the day, here's my truth. Everybody's, it stinks. Okay? It just stinks. So yeah, now that you know you're not an imposter, you belong exactly where you are. And if you want to change that, you can change that. Okay? You can change that. You walk into a room, you own it. Nobody else there has more right to be there than you do. Okay? You have every right to enjoy everything. Okay? So you go to a fancy hotel, you don't have to act like, you're in borrowed clothes and you borrow a pair of shoes. No, strut it. You belong. Okay? So, avoid the imposter syndrome. Okay? Nobody is more special than anybody else in this earth. So even though you meet the president of this country, don't feel like, all of a sudden, okay, our president will be another story. But even though, let's say you meet that celebrity that you think is all that, okay, like for me, I really don't know, but it will probably be Rihanna. But 100%, her farts probably just stink. Probably was a mine, probably the same, who knows? But at the end of the day, we are all human. There is none of us who is subhuman or greater than human, okay? So stop thinking you don't belong where you want to be, okay? My 4th tip is very important. My 4th tip is base your confidence on something other than yourself. I think this is why at the beginning of this video I was like, listen, it may not be necessarily self-confidence, but it will be confidence. Yes? Now, what do I mean by this? For me personally, I'm a born-again Christian, so I do base my confidence on the things I read about in the Bible. Those are my affirmations. You are good, you are loved, you are unique, you're super important, all these amazing things that the Bible does say about me. So 100%, for me, that's where I draw a lot of my confidence. I draw my confidence from the fact that I'm trying every single day to do better and be a better Christian and be kinder and be nicer and all these amazing things. So I draw my confidence from that. So even when I walk into a room, it may not be about, things that can be quickly erased. It's got to be bigger than me. It can be about the clothes I'm wearing. It can be about the car I'm in. It can't be about the stuff. Yeah? It's got to be bigger than me. Because also I am faulty. There'll be moments I'll lose my patience. There'll be moments I'll be too tired to be appropriately nice. Yeah? But if you draw your confidence, for me, I draw it from God. If you draw your confidence from something bigger than you are, you will win. You will gain pure and utter confidence. Number 5, listen. Hallelujah, like me, loves her tea, so I'm going to use this. Yeah? You might not be everyone's cup of tea, and you need to make peace with that. This is something I actually had to take a little bit more time with. My partner is the one who got me into this whole thing. He really does help with the confidence. It's always good, definitely, to have somebody who does think that you are their cup of tea. And for Louis, that's a special compliment. But I just couldn't understand, I'm being nice, being kind. Why are you not being kind to me? Why are you being disrespectful and I'm being only respectful? And I realized nobody owes me crap. Nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes me niceness. What if I'm not your cup of tea? There are people I've met who aren't my cup of tea. I don't go out being not nice and disrespectful, but at the end of the day, you may not be everyone's cup of tea, and you just get used to it. Get used to the fact that not everybody will like you. You could be the most amazing person. I'm sure Mother Teresa had a hater. There's always somebody who's like, hey, I know everybody says that about her, but may I know this? Yeah? There's always going to be that person. There's always going to be those people. Sometimes I see really amazing YouTube videos with such amazing content, and I don't understand what the dislike button. I don't even understand. Like, somebody's talking about this amazing stuff and somebody just goes like, And that's the truth. At the end of the day, you might not be everyone's cup of tea. Just get used to it. Okay? Get used to it. The last one in this amazing tips that I'm giving you today is have a firm belief system. And this is going to help you with the annoying people pleasing habit. I've never really struggled with that. I'm a little bit of a rebel, just a little bit. But people pleasing, yeah, it does really take away your confidence. And before this, I did say you will not be everyone's cup of tea. And that will require you to have a very strong belief system. You've got to have things that, they are your guiding system, things that you're willing to do and things that you're not willing to do. Yeah. And those keep you confident, because once you know what you do stand for, and you do stand for the right things, and you're doing these right things, even though somebody comes in and tells you something that is different and tells you, oh no, I think you should do this, you're just like, you know what? I get it. You have an opinion. Everybody does. But I have a belief system, and this is what I'm working with right now. Now, I hope this video was super helpful. I hope you give me a like at the end of this video, because it's good. I also hope you leave comments. Tell me how you got to be your confident self. Tell me how, you've just been rocking this world. Ask me questions if you're also trying to figure out the whole confidence game. But remember, And this is going to be something that you will continuously do. It's not something that you will find yourself in a moment and you've got this. Sometimes you will feel like your confidence is dwindling. Sometimes you will feel like your old habits are coming in. But the point is just keep being consistent, keep doing these things, keep affirming amazing things about yourself, and keep doing you. You are beautiful, you are good, and you are loved. God bless you.